Hey, welcome back to Idol. So, we haven't gotten a good lead as to who Aiko's head programmer is, or was, but I feel like we might be getting there. Yeah, so let's continue. The soles of Hideki's shoes slam against the sidewalk. Each frenzied footstep sends a pain jolt through his body. He grits his teeth together. He's never worked out so much before in his life. He was never good at sports at school, and always got picked last when people were choosing teams in PE. Who would have thought being an intern at Lyric would involve quite so much physical exercise? A bit of cardio here and there might be good, but this is definitely overkill. Oh, I'm sorry, pardon me. The young intern ducks and dodges between the pedestrians, trying to navigate through the busy street while maintaining his current pace. It's not easy. It's kind of like playing a racing game on 200cc with banana peels all over the road. Only these banana peels are shaped like businessmen and women in suits and ties, all sighing and tutting and shooting him unpleasant glares. Oh god, he's sweating. His forehead is burning. His stomach churns. He isn't going to be sick, is he? That wouldn't be a good look. He can't throw up over his suit. He only owns 2 suits, and the other one is frayed at the arms after his neighbor's cat, Yarumi, mistook him for a pigeon. What? Excuse me, pardon me. I'm so sorry, madam. If you'll just let me... But Hideki stills, the frantic sounds of his footsteps coming to a halt. He holds the suits and dresses slung over his shoulder a bit more tightly. Is he actually gonna throw up? Oh, he knows that girl. It's Yuko. Oh, hey Yuko. Oh, hello Hideki. Yuko smiles and waves. Hideki would wave back, but waving is a tricky business when he's carrying enough clothes for 10 people. Dropping them all over the ground seems like a very Hideki-ish thing to do, and Hideki doesn't want to do the Hideki-ish thing to do. Not in front of Yuko. And what do you have there? Are you running errands again? That's right. That's no good. You're meant to be working in the PR office, aren't you? I don't see how fetching coffee and donuts and laundry is gonna help Lyric's public relations. It's, relations between myself and my team. I follow their orders, like every single order, and hopefully Ryoichi won't fire me. Can Ryoichi even do that? He's the head of the PR department. He can do anything. But he's not the one in charge of the company. Don't let him intimidate you, Hideki. I mean, coffee is one thing, but picking up laundry is another. Yuko waggles a finger at Hideki in chastisement, one hand on her hip, and Hideki laughs. Truth be told, he was feeling a little bitter about this assignment, but seeing Yuko has cheered him up. It's not just because she's pretty either. She's fun to talk to, and it helps that they're around the same age. Hideki's colleagues in the PR department are all in their late 20s at least. Even Sayuri, who's small and pixie-like, has a good 5 years on Hideki. Saejima Yuko, meanwhile, is only 19. She's fresh out of college, fresh face too, and should be working at the merch booth with Hideki this weekend. Selling merch isn't a very glamorous position for a woman who has aspirations of being an idol, but Yuko doesn't seem too bothered by it. Oh, they're going to the Idol Fest thing. At least she's going to participate in a handshaking event and perform a couple songs on stage. It would be a waste if she didn't get to showcase her talents in some manner, Hideki reflects. Hey, you'll be glad to know that this isn't any old laundry. You don't have Raichi's underwear in there, do you? Nope. What a pity. These are all the clothes you're supposed to wear at Idol Fest. Your costume. I have a few pieces for Aiko too. Oh. Ooh, nice. Yuko claps her hands. She looks excited. Just don't let me see it. You haven't tried your outfit on yet? Well, yeah, I tried it on a few weeks ago, so the costuming department could get it properly pinned, but I don't want to see it again, not until I get on stage. It's like getting married. It's bad luck to be at the wedding dress before the wedding. I thought it was bad luck for the groom to see the bride in the dress before the wedding. Oh, whatever. We idols all have our own quirks. Superstitions, you mean? Yeah, if I had to look at that dress now, I think I'd get nervous, I'd cry. Oh. Even you get nervous? Sometimes. I'm only singing a couple songs, but I've never performed in so many people before. I know most of them will attend for Aiko, and they don't really care about me, but... it's so nerve-wracking. I think I need a smoke to calm down. Oh, Yuko, you know you shouldn't do that. You're only 19. Why not? You're not meant to smoke. Your contract says... But you won't tell anybody, will you, Hideki? Yuko bats her eyelashes at Hideki sweetly. You'll keep it a secret, right? I will, but you're putting me in an awkward situation here. You could get in serious trouble if anybody catches you. You should be more careful. I can't help it. Work takes up like 80% of my time. If I'm not asleep, I'm at work. If I'm not at work, I'm asleep. I don't even have any cute boys I can fool around with. Smoking's the only way to take the edge off. You know, idols aren't allowed to have boyfriends, Yuko. Really? That's a stupid contract. But I'm 19 years old. A cute, innocent flower. Please, will somebody try to take advantage of me? Yuko's impassioned plea makes the pedestrians turn and look at her. An old woman tuts in disapproval, but Yuko throws back her head and laughs. Does this girl have no shame? Hideki thinks, blushing. Don't ask me. I'm not very good at taking advantage of people. No, you just get taken advantage of, don't you? Yep. And you don't mind? A little, but what can I do? Work's work. I still think it's kind of scummy that the PR department forces all the jobs they don't want to do on you, especially when you get paid so little. Mom says it's the only way to get your foot in the door. Metaphorically speaking, of course. This has nothing to do with the fact that Kenji did, quite literally, slam Hideki's foot in the door a couple of days ago. Ouch. He said it was a mistake, but... Well, I can't argue with that. Manning booths at a convention isn't very idol-like, but I'll take what I can get. I guess that's all we can do, huh? Yeah. Yuko frowns. For a few moments, she looks unusually serious. I guess newbies like us gotta stick together. It's a scary world out there. Yep, that it is, but... Yuko smiles mischievously and wraps her arms around Hideki's, pressing her chest up against him. Hold on a second. Before we do this, let's turn the music up a bit. Just a bit. There we go. Much better. Yuko, what are you doing? Moral support. Support? That's right. Let's do our best, partner. I'm rooting for you. Oh, how nice. Kazuki. Which one is Kazuki? Are you looking forward to this, Ray? Oh. Mm-hmm. I like meeting my fans. I know you do. Himura Kazuki walks down the street with his daughter, Ray. The Ray is already 15, her father holds her hand in her own, linking their fingers together. If Ray is displeased by this, she shows no sign of it. Her face is carefully blank. So, do you want to go shopping? We can pick up something nice for you to wear for your little handshaking event. I don't mind, but Mother usually goes clothes shopping with me, not you. I know, but I wanted to spend some quality time with you. Feels like it's been a while. Ray nods her head. You've been busy at work. I'm always busy at work, but I can set a day or two aside for my daughter. I want you to look your best for Idol Fest. Kazuki smiles, a touch abashed. Not that I know much about high fashion. Me neither. Ray sighs. I don't suppose what I wear matters too much. I'm not headlining. I'm not even performing. Idol Fest is Aiko's event. True? Kazuki winces. Talking about Aiko always makes him wince. But you'll still be there during the first day of the convention. Your fans will want to see you dressed up. You have a lot of fans, you know. Not as many as Aiko. Well, nobody has as many fans as Aiko. Kazuki frowns. Does that bother you? Rei shakes her head. No, I prefer it. Aiko is the only person I aspire to be like, after all. It wouldn't do to surpass her hardly a year into my career. Person, she says. Rei's always been strangely insistent about calling Aiko a person, though she's nothing but an android. Kazuki works at Lyric, and he has first-hand knowledge of how virtual idols are created, not born. They're purely synthetic beings, made of wires and cables and cords. Rei, however, has always been strangely fond of virtual idols. She's especially fond of Aiko. I think if I ever sold more CDs than Aiko, I'd be a little disheartened. Really now? I mean, I'm not quite at her level yet. Don't say that about yourself, Rei. You're a real girl. You're made of flesh and blood. Aiko's just a doll. She can't compare. Aiko is not a doll. Rei's serene expression is disturbed, like ripples spreading across a pool of water. For once, it's certainly rare. She looks genuinely upset. Almost angry. Aiko is one of the best idols there is. You should know that, Dad. You helped build her. Right. I know. I'm sorry. Kazuki sighs. Though he and his daughter are both employed at Lyric, he as a programmer, she as an idol, they don't have all that much in common. Their disagreement about Aiko is just a drop in the ocean. I wish I could attend the second day of the convention. Isn't that when Aiko's meant to perform? Wait, is Kazuki the director guy? That's right, but you can listen to Aiko perform anytime. You have all her CDs. It's just not the same. Rei, we've been through this. The Kokusai Center isn't very big, and it'll be incredibly crowded. The concert hall will be packed. If you show up at Aiko's performance, you'll probably get hurt. There are no guarantees. It's not happening, Rei. I had a hard enough time convincing your mother to let you go to the handshaking event as it is. Rei looks at her dad, though perhaps looks is not the right word, and tilts her head to one side. Her nose wrinkles like a rabbit's. It's cute. Rei really is cute, Kazuki thinks. She definitely doesn't take after him. She doesn't take after Itsuki that much either. Both Kazuki and Itsuki, Rei's father and mother, are tall, and they both wear glasses. The only thing the short, slender, demure Rei inherited from their parents was their poor eyesight. Unlike her parents, however, Rei doesn't wear glasses. She doesn't need them. They wouldn't help her. What? Does she wear contacts? Well, alright then. Rei eventually gives in, but Kazuki can tell she isn't happy. The small pout on her face is proof enough. Interesting, so we're, I guess, meeting all these idols? Well, the real-life idols. Alright, Sayuri. It's the girl in the PR department, right? You know, I'm not sure about this. Sayuri frowns and prods one of the tapioca bubbles in her tea with the tip of her straw. It bursts, dispensing swirls of dark purple through her drink. Her nose wrinkles even more deeply. Sayuri looks so serious as she studies her transparent cup that she could be a scientist analyzing the individual atoms in the air. Naturally, Mizaki finds this rather funny. You're always so serious, Sayuri. Lighten up. I know, I'm sorry. It's just... Bubble tea? Seriously? It's great. You get two amazing flavors combined into one. And you can pick and choose too. The freedom is liberating, don't you think? Sayuri rolls her eyes. I thought you used to be a model, not a saleswoman. I'm a jack of all trades. Well, I already bought the bubble tea, and I regret it immensely. Your job is done. Hey, what's wrong with bubble tea? It's delicious, yeah. That woman over there seems to be enjoying it. Mizaki gestures toward a woman sitting at a bench near theirs, by the side of the water. Sayuri recognizes her, though vaguely. She was waiting in line with them at the bubble tea store. The woman brings her plastic cup to her lips, ready to take a sip when... Oh. All of a sudden she jumps. What? Oh. I thought she jumped over the fence. That would be crazy. Maybe she received a sudden text on her phone and the vibration startled her. Or maybe a bird flew a little too close to her head. But whatever the reason for her distraction, the woman now has a bright red stain down the front of her shirt. Oh no! The woman sighs, her shoulders slump. Not again. Wah, wah, wah. Well, maybe that woman isn't enjoying her bubble tea too much. But it's good when you don't get it all over your clothes. I don't know, it feels like such a fad. It's been a fad for a while, I guess. It's been a fad for the last, 50 years. Get with the times, Grandma. I'm not that old. Getting there. Damn. Mizaki titters. Is your mother still nagging you to get married? My mother always nags. She was probably a goat in a past life. What? I'll take that as a yes. Misaki prods at the tapioca balls in her own bubble tea with a straw. They're light purple and flavored like taro. Soft and sweet, but comfortingly earthy. I think taro is my favorite bubble tea flavor. For all Mizaki talks about the freedom of choice, she always gets the same combination whenever she goes for bubble tea. It's as predictable as two coming after one. I think the tea they're drinking is the kind where there's what's it called? Reverse purification? Maybe Misaki's fallen into a rut. It isn't just the bubble tea. Misaki's whole life is like this. Take my word for it, Sayuri. Relationships aren't all they're cracked up to be. Sometimes I wonder if it was really worth it. Oh, how are things going with Kenji? Poorly. Though it sounds cruel, Sayuri isn't exactly surprised. She had the pleasure of working with Kenji for 4 years, and she thinks she knows him fairly well by now. He bosses Hideki around like he's a slave, but Kenji never puts the same amount of effort into his own work. He lets jobs pile up until they swamp him, then tries to palm him off on other people. Sayuri doesn't think Kenji's a bad person per se, but she doesn't like him. She never has. Something about his attitude rubs her the wrong way. It's strange. I feel like I got on better with Kenji when we were just friends. He seemed more relaxed, I guess. He seems pretty relaxed whenever you're together. He was all over you at the staff Christmas party last year. I know, but that's the thing. He only acts like that when we're out in public. When we're together, he just clams up. That's kind of strange. Maybe he's an exhibitionist. What? I don't know, he acts cool, but he didn't really date anyone before he went out with me. Maybe he's nervous, but too proud to admit it. Like men who park their cars, then forget where they parked them, but gets too awkward to ask for help. Kenji does that a lot. What a surprise. Sayuri's brow creases. She places a hand beneath her chin, pondering. She doesn't like Kenji, but she does like Misaki. She likes Misaki quite a bit. As such, it troubles her to see her close friend so distraught. She has no desire to say nice things about Arata Kenji, but if it's for Misaki's sake... I'm sure he's just shy, Misaki. A lot of men are. Even the more confident ones. It's all bluster. You think? I'm sure. You've known each other for years and you've always gotten on well. He's nicer to you than he is to anybody in the office. With the curious exception, perhaps, of Ryoichi. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but it makes me kind of happy. It's no problem. Do you want me to say anything to him? I doubt he'll listen, but... oh no, it's quite alright. I don't think he'll be happy if he knew I was talking about personal details behind his back. It's more than enough that I have you to listen to me. Are you sure? I'm sure. I really am grateful. Thank you, Sayuri. But Misaki doesn't look entirely convinced. neither is Sayuri. Is this really all she can do? Frowning, Sayuri picks up her bubble tea, lychee with violet tapioca pearls, and takes a sip. She shudders. It's far too sweet. What's going on here? So, what's the missus up to? Don't call her that. Oh, what? She's your girlfriend, isn't she? She might even end up being your wife one day if you play your cards right. I don't really want to talk about it. Anyway, she said she was out shopping. Do you know how long she'll be gone for? Maybe another hour or so. She's with Sayuri, and those two sure can talk. Kenji tuts. Not that Sayuri says more than 2 words to me in the office. She's so stuck up. I think that's part of her appeal. I'm playing the long game here. And I wish you wouldn't. What? Flirt with her all the time? For one thing, it's unprofessional. And for another... Yes, what is it? Ryuichi's eyes glint dangerously. Kenji has to look away first. Though he often acts aloof, Ryuichi disconcerts him. He can never keep his cool around the older man. He didn't know what it felt like to be jealous until he met Ryuichi. No way. Kenji, however, isn't the only one. You know, Ken, there's something that's been bothering me lately. What? You seem to be spending a lot of time with that new kid, the intern. Who, Hideki? You're always sending him out on fetch quests, and you take more time to scold him than you really need. That's because he keeps screwing up. Do you remember what we did to the paper shredder? It was making the most unbearable noises. And the printer. Oh god, don't remind me. I've never met anybody more inept with technology than that boy. It's a miracle he was able to land a job at Lyric in the first place. We better make sure to keep him away from the virtual idols, or they'll all start short-circuiting. Christ, that would be a PR nightmare. Kenji sighs, his shoulders slumping. His shoulders always slump when he thinks about work, even after snatching a too brief hour with Ryuichi. The time goes by too quickly, and it isn't enough. It isn't just in the office. Didn't you take that kid out for drinks a couple times? It really was only a couple. I just got bored. I bet you're surprised. You always act like you hate him. I don't hate him. I'm largely indifferent to him. So that's why you asked him out, is it? Ryuichi reclines on the hotel bed, his legs spread in the manner of all self-confident men. Ryuichi sits like that when he takes the train too, not caring about who he's inconveniencing. Ryuichi isn't the type to give a damn. That's why he keeps flirting with Sayuri. He just can't take no for an answer. Is it like kids in the playground? They always call each other names and pull hair when they like somebody. I have never once pulled Hideki's hair. Do you want to? Don't be ridiculous. I'd rather go out drinking with you, but Mizaki might get suspicious. Somebody else from the office then. They all hate me. I can't say I blame them. Hideki probably hates me too, but the kid's too spineless to refuse my invitations. That's the only reason I ask him out. I need a drinking buddy. I'd go crazy if I had to stay at home with Mizaki all the time. It's suffocating. You hate being with her that much? No, I don't hate being with her. That's the worst thing. If he hated her, it would be easy for Kenji to betray her. He could do it effortlessly, flirting with Ryuichi at work, then greeting his girlfriend back at home with a kiss on the cheek and a cheery, "I'm back, honey." Jesus, finally some real juicy backstory. But it's not that easy. It's never that easy. I'm pretty glad we're both working at that convention this weekend. We won't need to sneak around at hotels. But we won't get any alone time. There'll be too many people watching it. Ryuichi smirks. Are you sure you can cope? I'll be just fine. I am a grown man. Kenji retrieves his shirt from the floor, where it was cast aside during a moment of passion, and begins to button it up. He can hardly go and meet Misaki for a date in this state. Shirtless, messy hair, unbuttoned pants, marks across his clavicle. For all Ryuichi talks about being careful, he's not exactly the most stringent at enforcing his own rules. He always licks and sucks and leaves marks that Misaki would find most intriguing, and she really hasn't noticed yet. But she'll never see them because Kenji makes a point of not instigating anything with her. How else would he explain all the bruises? I swear, you get even more aggressive when you're jealous. Naturally, you do belong to me, Ken, and I don't want you to forget it. God damn. Alright, today's the first day of the convention. Dang, poor Misaki. So Ryuichi and Kenji are having a little affair. Yikes. Good morning, world. I yawn and stretch my arms above my body. The joints of my elbows crack satisfyingly. I shiver. It's only 8, but the sun is already up. The sky is bright blue, almost aquamarine, and it's studded here and there with thick, fluffy clouds. They scud along lazily without a care in the world. It looks like it's going to be another hot day. I hope it won't be too hot in the convention center. This is wishful thinking. If it's too hot in my room with the electric fan whirring on my desk, it'll definitely be too hot in the convention center. Ooh, sweaty nerds, and in a hot room altogether. I've never been to a convention before, but I'll bet there'll be hundreds upon hundreds of sweaty human bodies crammed into ostentatious outfits, all packed in together. Yeah, that's gross. Speaking of clothes, I know a lot of people use conventions as a chance to dress up, but I've decided to dress down instead. I don't think a frilly dress would suit me, and I don't have the right figure to cosplay as any characters I like. I'm worried, if I try to look like Aiko, I'd put her to shame. I'm just wearing my usual clothes, a shirt, shorts, sneakers. My hair is short and choppy, and I'm not wearing makeup. I don't know how to apply it. I'm sure my mother would scold me. Make more of an effort. This could be your big break. But I don't want to make friends and influence people. I'm sure you could find a tutorial online. I have an important mission. That is, if this whole thing isn't a joke. I hope it isn't a joke. I've grown rather attached to Heartsong over the last week. Wow. The Kosukai Center is pretty big. I looked at photos on my phone before I came here, but it's even larger than the map would have had me believe. I thought living my life online, plugged into my headphones, was good enough, but the real world is far vaster than I give it credit for. I guess I'd know that already if I ever left my room. All of a sudden, I feel pretty small. The convention center is made of glass, much like the Lyric headquarters, but on a larger scale. It reminds me of an airport, actually. The building is decorated with flags, posters, and other idol-related decor, all emblazoned with the Lyric Corp logo. There's a life-size cardboard cutout of Aiko standing by the entrance, striking her signature pose with a wide smile on her face. There's also Sora and Tsubasa, two other well-known virtual idols. Not as well-known as Aiko, of course. It's around 9, and they won't start letting people in until 10. But there's already a queue. It's busier than I thought it'd be. Noisier, too. I thought I got here pretty early, but I guess there are fans even more diehard than I am. Amidst the throngs of people waiting by the entrance, I spot 3 Aikos, a Vespa, and... is that Naomi? Naomi? There are security guards maintaining order. They usher newcomers to the back of the queue and try to keep things peaceful. I wonder if there's anything I can do while I'm here. Oh, maybe we can grab a snack, yeah. Wait a bit at the virtual net cafe. Queues crammed full of people, in frilly outfits no less, aren't really my thing. Despite my passion for idols, I have no passion for waiting in lines with strangers for over an hour. Especially not in this heat. Yeah. I'd rather pull out my own fingernails. Ugh, that's a weird image. As such, I find myself retracing my steps. I board the train for a couple of stops, and get out at a familiar-looking street with a familiar-looking cafe. It's the place I went to a few days ago, when I was off doing some amateur sleuthing. It's a virtual net cafe. The name is just as unimpressive as it was before, but the prices are cheap and it's pretty quiet. I could do worse than killing time here. I push open the doors and step out inside. The barista is the same man as before, Yuichiro. I doubt he recognizes me. So I start in surprise when he greets me with a friendly smile. Hello, miss. Green tea again? I blush and look down at my shoes. How did I leave such a strong impression? Do I stand out in any way? I begin to pat down my hair. Maybe Mom's right. Maybe it does stick out too much. You remember? Of course, you addressed me by my name. Most people don't bother. I thought that's what the name tag was for. Me too, but most people aren't so personable. He seems happier than he did last time, at least. The smile reaches his eyes, so they crinkle. It's not something I pay much attention to. I prefer cute girls to handsome guys. Ooh. But for a middle-aged man, he's rather attractive. Maybe he could be an idol himself. If he was younger, perhaps. So, is the green tea again? Actually, I was wondering if I could get the chocolate parfait. Chocolate. An excellent choice. You have discerning taste, madam. Thank you. And a drink? I do some quick calculations in my head. Though the prices here are cheap, I bet the merch at Idolfest will be expensive. If I spend too much here, I won't be able to afford anything Aiko related, and there'll no doubt be some exclusive bits of merchandise I won't be able to buy anywhere else. I know I'm supposed to be on a mission, but even secret agents have hobbies. I'm fine, thank you. Alright. One chocolate parfait coming right up. Please feel free to sit wherever you want. I glance about the cafe curiously. It's so quiet for a weekend. I mean, everyone's at Idolfest, right? That always happens when an idol convention is on. Everybody will be busy queuing up outside the Kokusai Center. The serious fans, at least. You know about the convention? How could I not? There are flyers all around town. I guess it makes sense. This cafe is listed as an idol cafe online. Yuichiro, though he doesn't seem the sort, must have some interest in idols. Now I'm a little curious. Let's ask him. Yeah. If this isn't too much of an intrusion, I was wondering... What is it? If you follow lyrics idols at all, which one is your favorite? Now that's a question. Yuichiro ponders, one hand beneath his chin. He looks pensive. I used to be a big idol fan back in the day, but most of Lyric's new virtual idols are rather similar. They're based on interesting character quirks, rather than their singing voices or skill sets. Oh, well, I guess he's not an android, after all. I suppose I would have to say, at the risk of sounding rather boring, Aiko's my favorite. An oldie, but a goodie. I guess that's the equivalent of having Miku your favorite. My eyes light up. I'm getting excited despite myself. Aiko's my favorite too. Then we have something in common. Yuichiro smiles fondly. I'm also rather partial to Miss Himura. Himura Ray? That's the one. She has a good voice, and she always seems so sweet in her interviews. I'd like to see her do well. But I'm getting carried away. Yuichiro shakes his head. Let me get started on your order. Thank you for your patronage. I hope to see you again soon, miss. No, thank you. What a nice guy. I bow to Yuichiro as I exit the shop. The bell chimes overhead. Alright, I think I'll actually leave the episode here for now. So, there is, without a doubt, something scandalous going on with Ryuichi and Kenji. We haven't gotten to the most exciting bits of the story, though I suspect that'll be at the convention. But yeah, next episode we'll head to the convention I don't know if Aiko's performing on the first day, maybe not. But we're well on our way to find out if Heartsong's story actually holds up. Yeah, I'm sort of trying to get back into the recording routine. Since it's been finals week, it's been kind of hectic. Sorry if I'm a bit rusty, but I've been picking it up quite nicely. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I will see you next time. Bye.